Imagine standing on the brink of one of the great turning points in the ancient world, where the sound of clashing swords and roaring chariots filled the air. The year is 605 BCE, and the stage is the Battle of Carchemish, an epic confrontation that would determine the future of the ancient Near East. Here, at the confluence of ambition, strategy, and empire, the fate of Babylon and Egypt was decided in one decisive clash. Let us begin by setting the scene. At this time, the once mighty Assyrian Empire, long dominant across the region, was crumbling. Its capital cities lay in ruins, and its lands were up for grabs, stirring the hopes and ambitions of neighboring powers. Two great entities looked to claim the mantle of empire: Babylon, under the dynamic leadership of King Nebuchadnezzar II, and Egypt, led by the seasoned Pharaoh Necho II. These powers found themselves on a collision course, set to meet in battle near the ancient city of Carchemish, situated on the banks of the Euphrates River. The stakes could not have been higher. For Babylon, victory promised dominance over the territories that had slipped from Assyrian control, offering a path to elevation as the premier power in the Near East. For Egypt, securing Carchemish would allow Necho II to protect his borders and even regain influence over former lands in Asia. As the winds of war blew, Nebuchadnezzar moved quickly, marshaling his forces and advancing with determined speed. His army, maneuvering with precision, boasted vast numbers of infantry, charioteers, and sophisticated siege engines, forming a formidable force. This military juggernaut was committed to securing Babylon's destiny. From the south came Necho II, accompanied by the disciplined Egyptian army, known for its experience and resilience. The pharaoh himself, skilled in the arts of war, stood at the forefront, inspiring his soldiers with promises of glory and triumph. The battle lines were drawn, and the stage was set. On that fateful day, the armies confronted each other with the belief that the world's political landscape hinged upon their shoulders. As the sun rose, its light glinted off the polished armor and weaponry, heralding the beginning of a titanic struggle. In the ensuing combat, strategy and leadership came to the fore. Nebuchadnezzar, with a keen sense of battlefield tactics, acted decisively. His forces launched an initial onslaught, deploying chariots to disrupt the Egyptian ranks and opening with a relentless barrage of arrows and projectiles. This barrage aimed to demoralize and unsettle the Egyptians, who were ill-prepared for the relentless force of the Babylonian advance. Despite the ferocity of the Babylonian attack, the Egyptians did not waver immediately. Necho II rallied his men, commanding them with intensity, pushing back with ploys designed to fracture the Babylonian lines. However, the tide turned when Nebuchadnezzar deftly exploited gaps in the Egyptian front and drove a wedge through their ranks, effectively splitting Necho's forces. By midday, the fate of the battle had become apparent. The Egyptians, finding themselves overpowered, began to retreat. The withdrawal quickly turned into a rout, with Babylonian forces pressing relentlessly against the fleeing remnants of the Egyptian army. Carchemish had become a decisive Babylonian victory, a testament to Nebuchadnezzar's strategic brilliance and the might of his army. This victory marked more than just a shift in power between two armies. It heralded the dawn of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, with Nebuchadnezzar II carving out a legacy that would endure for generations. He would soon focus his attention on expanding westward, famously laying siege to Jerusalem and engaging in campaigns that solidified his kingdom's dominance. Conversely, for Egypt, the defeat at Carchemish was a bitter blow. Pharaoh Necho II retreated to his lands, and the setback curtailed Egyptian influence in the broader region. Never again would Egypt attempt to challenge Babylonian supremacy on such a grand scale. As we conclude this exploration of the Battle of Carchemish, it is clear that this encounter not only shaped the destinies of these two great powers, but also altered the course of history. The reverberations of Babylon's victory resonated throughout the ancient world, reinforcing the idea that empires rise and fall through the tides of war. In the annals of time, Carchemish stands as a reminder of the ephemeral nature of power, the crucial convergence of leadership and strategy, and the unyielding march of history as it unfolds across the battlefields.